Coming to you live from Johannesburg, this is Tonight with Jane Dutton. Tonight we're debating the big town hall debate. It's just finished. An hour and a half of high drama and wild promises. The three main parties have been in the hot seat, pushing their election agendas. We'll be scrutinizing their pledges, pulling apart the fact and the fiction. But first, the news headlines. The IAAF is hailing a ruling by the Court of Arbitration for Sport against female athletes with high testosterone levels. IAAF President Sebastian Coe expressed his gratitude to the CAS. He says the ruling will help protect the two classifications in athletics, age and gender. The move will force gold medalist Caster Semenya to use drugs to lower her testosterone. She has a month to appeal the decision. Semenya will take part in the 2019 IAAF Diamond League Series in Doha, Qatar on Friday. This could be her last race before the new regulations are implemented.
I think this is pretty straightforward, and it's very straightforward for any international federation in sport. Athletics has two classifications. It has age, it has gender. We are fiercely protective about both, and I'm really grateful that the Court of Arbitration has upheld that principle.
South Africa's Easter road death toll has dropped dramatically. Transport Minister Blade Nzimande has announced a 48% decrease in fatalities over the Easter weekend compared to 2018. He says numbers have come down in all provinces.
Amongst other offences, we particularly targeted drunken driving, pedestrian behaviour, driver and vehicle fitness. Doesn't mean we didn't deal with the others, but also we had to prioritise. Given often the role of these factors in road crashes, I am pleased to announce that the number of fatalities decreased by 48%, from 309 in 2018 to 162 in 2019. This marks a decrease of 147 in terms of fatalities. However, we must say that as government, we are still concerned, even if a single life is lost.
A man accused of setting fire to two train sets has made a second appearance in the Cape Town Magistrates Court. His mental state has been called into question. 2 platforms and 12 carriages were damaged in train fires over the Easter weekend. Pelalis Tuza has more.
30-year-old Tovela Xoseni in the dock for a second time. He has now been referred for extended mental assessment. He's the first person to be arrested in connection with train fires in Cape Town.
Xoseni appeared in the dock wearing an oversized black blazer but bare-chested underneath. His brother Luzuko Xoseni says he disappears often and this is the first time he's seen him in weeks.
Xoseni has been arrested for torching 2 train sets at Cape Town Station and will likely face charges for malicious damage to property. More than half the Metrorail fleet has been lost in train fires like these, adding to the woes of an already overburdened public transport system. The Easter weekend arson attack has cost the rail service 33 million rand in damages.
Xoseni will be remanded in custody at the hospital section in Pollsmoor Prison until a bed becomes available at a psychiatric facility for 30 days observation. Piladi Situsa, Cape Town.
Former KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Johan Boysen believes that then Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa was behind his suspension in 2012. Boysen returned to the State Capture Commission of Inquiry today. He also detailed how former Police Commissioner Ria Piecha tried to force him out of office by asking him to take special leave or accept a transfer or a golden handshake. Boysen related to the Commission the number of times he had been suspended from his position. He says Mthethwa pressured former Hawks head Anwar Dramat to suspend him.
I obtained an interdict against SAPS not to suspend me unless they provide me with the necessary information that I require to make a meaningful representation. They do not supply all of the information. We correspond to and fro, and we tell them that we're not happy with your response. The next moment they suspend me. I immediately went back to court and applied for the suspension to be declared unlawful and to be set aside.
The Independent Electoral Commission says they're ready for the polls next week. Voting stations will be open between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. Home Affairs officers will be open to help those who've lost their identity documents. Disaster teams and authorities will help those who've been impacted by recent flooding. And Eskom says it'll try to keep the lights on while voting is taking place. At the same time, government's security cluster says it's identified security hotspots and are making preparations to ensure voter safety.
Members of the South African Police will enhance visibility and prevent any form of criminal activity in and around voting stations and the result centers. Furthermore, police officials will monitor all forms of protestation or shutdowns to ensure that no individual's constitutional right to vote will be infringed. Police officers will escort presiding officers who will visit homes of those people who will participate in special votes on the 6th and 7th May 2019. Law enforcement agencies will also provide security service to the presiding and voting officers when they collect and deliver ballot papers, drop boxes to voting stations. In total, 51,306 police officers will be deployed in the voting station on the election day.
Still ahead, job promises, a rowdy demonstration and a squabble over land. Some of the issues raised in the last town hall debate, that's coming up.